Time to get some classic fantasy feels. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some classic fantasy series that I have not read, but I'm excited to get into. I've got 10 altogether, and I thought about this because I'm excited in January to start reading Janny Wirt's Curse of the Mistwraith. I had started it earlier, read the first 10 chapters, loved it, put a pin in it until a big booktube buddy read kicks off with people reading it in January. And it made me start thinking about how I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to read next month Way of Adan, especially with my Broken Binding edition that I just ordered. Very excited to get into Philip's work. So with classic fantasy vibes in a modern story, in a modern package, you could say. So with these, I'm pumped about. It made me think, what are some other classic fantasy that I have on my bookshelf to read that I have not read yet? So I've got 9 more here, 9 authors, couple books to show you for a couple of them, but and this is the 10th. So without further ado, let's get into the list. All right, so first up is a very popular one that I am ashamed to say I've not read through the series, but it is on the agenda to get to down the road, and that is Wheel of Time. I've only read The Eye of the World, but I am collecting all these original artwork, mass market paperbacks. When I go thrifting, if I see one, I grab one, so I'm hoping to get caught up on some more modern series I'm reading right now, and once I'm caught up with those, this is going to be something I dive in and go through, once every couple months and, over a year or so, get through it and talk to you guys about it. So I'm excited because I did like Eye of the World. I read it a long time ago and just never continued on. So, and I haven't watched the show. I watched the first season and was, like most people. But I don't know if I'll continue on until I read some more of these books. But anyway, this is one I definitely want to read. Definitely on the high priority of classics I want to read. Then I would love to read Magician by Raymond E. Feist. I've never read anything by him. I've heard great things about this. It sounds really cool. Anytime there's a lot of magic in a fantasy world, that's pretty cool. And when a protagonist is named Pug, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a pug? It's like my dream dog that I want to get someday. Jealous John at Talking Story. Anyway, I cannot wait to read this. Definitely high on my list as well. Then I've had this mass market I found thrifting of The Rune Lords by David Farland. I've always wanted to read it and get into this series. It just sounds cool, and I've heard good things about it too. And I love the artwork on these covers. So that is one I definitely want to get into. Another author that I have a bunch of their books I found thrifting. Like one time I went to my local thrift store, and in the quarter books they had a bunch of David Eddings stuff, and I've always wanted to read Belgariad. So I have the first 3 books of those, but I found a bunch of his other series, and for classic fantasy mass market paperbacks, they're pretty short, so it'll be cool to read some of these just classic, farm boy, chosen one stuff. I've heard good things about it, so definitely excited to check these out and love the artwork. I just love the classical artwork. I mean, who doesn't? This one may be a bit of a, how do I say, unpopular opinion, but I know people are not a big fan of Terry Goodkind, the person, but I have these. I got a good deal on them on Facebook Marketplace or something once. Somebody was getting rid of them. And I don't know. I just want to check them out eventually for myself just to see. I've heard some people like them, some people hate them. So it's just something I do want to read eventually, just because there's so much talk about it and some of the wonky, weird things that happen in here. So I do want to check this out eventually. Let me know if you've checked any of these out, what you think. I love to chat with you guys about this kinds of stuff. Another author I want to check out, I only have some, I'll show you what I have, is Mercedes Lackey. And I have this book, I have the first 2 books in the Obsidian trilogy. Again, found them thrifting. They're in great shape, beautiful hardcovers. But there's a lot of Mercedes Lackey books, and I would love to dive into her stuff. So if anyone is a big Mercedes Lackey fan or has read it, let me know what I should check out, where I should start. Is it okay to start with this, or is her world kind of interconnected, all her different stuff, where I should go back and start at some of the older stuff? But yeah, I've always loved her covers and heard great things, so I really want to check out some of her stuff. Then I count these next ones as classic, even though some people might think they aren't. But I really want to get into R.A. Salvatore, especially Driz. The Dark Elf. I've always wanted to read that stuff. And I have the first couple. I would like to get like the cool bind up that has all of these. I have the first couple mass markets, but definitely want to get into these. It's a character that I've always thought sounded so cool, and I'm excited to eventually dive in. This is definitely at the top of my list. I love dark fantasy and that kind of stuff, and I feel like this is one of the the OGs, so definitely want to get into that. And then some Glenn Cook. I love grimdark, so I gotta read Black Company, but he also has the Garrett Files, which seems cool, that I've always wanted to check out. So this is another author I would love to dive into down the road. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of his stuff. This is, the beginning of grimdark stuff, very classic grimdark, and I'd love to check it out. And then I do love like a mix of urban fantasy with fantastical creatures. Like he's a PI in this fantasy world. It just sounds cool. So with a lot of humor. So I'm excited to get into some Glenn Cook. And finally, the one that's going to come first, Janny Wirtz is coming in January, of course, but in 2025, for sure, I'm going to be reading Dragonbone Chair. I've had the mass market paperbacks of the series for a long time, and they look awesome. But now I'm even more excited to read it because, of course, I got these. Will you stay up? All right, we're just going to set there. I've got the Broken Binding beauties. Look at that. The third one should be coming soon. So I'm going to dive into these, and I cannot wait. I'm going to be reading these and Malazan in 2025 because of how beautiful these things are. So this is what I'm going to get into very quickly. I've heard awesome things. Always wanted to read some Tad Williams. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these. I'm excited to get into all of these and a lot more classical fantasy. Like I said, I read a lot of Redwall as a kid, but then I skipped over that and I got into like Dresden Files and Repairman Jack and some thriller stuff. And I just never got into a lot of fantasy, which was weird because I loved Redwall so much. I'm not sure how that happened, but I have a lot of catching up to the rest of my life. So let me know what you thought about all these. Let me know if you've read them or if you also want to. Or let me know some other ones that I don't have on my bookshelves that I should definitely check out. I love to get recommendations from you guys. So, yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you had fun. Thanks for watching. If this is your first time here and you're not a beastie, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. You'll be a beastie, part of a great community. We'll be beast friends, which is awesome. And you'll know when stuff comes out so that you can be here and hang out with me and talk about books and have a great time. And if you're not ready to subscribe, that's fine. I've got lots of videos, shorts, lots of content. Check it out. And then hopefully eventually you'll join us here on The Bearded Book Beast. So until I see you guys in the next one, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, read some classical fantasy, and be beastly. We'll see ya. Have a great day, guys.